So basically I'm just going to Joseph, you want to say hi to the camera? Say hi. Hi. Okay. So basically I'm just going to make potatoes for my son because it's lunch hour. And what I'm doing is I'm going to make oven baked potatoes, which is a healthier alternative to like chips and all that. So join me as I make these oven baked potatoes. Yes. Okay, put up. So what I'm doing next is actually I'm slicing the potatoes. I'm going to slice the potatoes into like even layers of slices so that they can easily cook in the oven. Because we're not really doing baked potatoes like normal whole baked potatoes. We are making them like more flavored baked potatoes. So at the end of it, you should basically have potatoes that look like this. These are not very even, but they are good enough. Basically, I've just sliced them, yeah. You can even cube them, whatever you'd like to do with your potatoes. So this is what I usually do, basically. So I just usually leave the potatoes in this colander like thing so that they can drip out. It's just in a basin, basically. So yeah, I'm just letting them drip because I don't have paper towels. Actually, I've run out of paper towels. So, and I live in the village, very far away. So, going to town is an issue. Yeah, so basically, your potatoes are supposed to be dry completely. Like they're not supposed to have moisture or water in them, but we'll just have to do with the little moisture that's going to remain in them. So as it dries, let's just look for our spices, because I normally spice them a little, but not just normal spices that a child can eat, not very harsh spices. So this is a rosemary bush that I've just planted like outside my house, and I'm just going to pick a few for the potatoes. I usually just pick a few, yeah, like just this is enough. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take that. Yes, as you can see. So this is rosemary, and I'm just going to add this rosemary into the potatoes. Oops. Yes. So these are the spices I basically normally use, and this is paprika. I think I mentioned in another video that I never fail to put paprika in any food. And this is danajira. Basically danajira, I think the ingredients are written. It has coriander seeds, cumin seeds, salt, and turmeric. So I love danajira also, and I also love basil, basically these leafy spices. So I'm just putting basil this time round, and this fresh rosemary that I've just picked. Yeah, I've washed it, so we're just gonna use this. And yeah, basically that is what we are going to use for the potatoes. And a little oil. Oh, let me just remove the oil. And for oil, we are going to use this canola oil, which is basically, yeah, it's just canola. And I don't know, but canola usually has like, I don't know, this sold me like benefits of rapeseed oil, contains the lowest saturated fat content. It's a great source of omega-3. It's a good source of antioxidant vitamin E, high in monounsaturated fats, contains no artificial preservatives, suitable for variety of diets, safe to cook at high temperatures with a binding point. So it has a higher burning point basically than olive oil. I don't know how true that is, but that sold me. So it's just canola oil. That's what I normally use for potatoes. I either use canola or sunflower oil when I'm baking like potatoes or anything of the sort. Those are my two oils that I normally use. So that is good, and let's just get into the mixing. Don't forget salt, of course. So we just have our salt here, although this is not a good tin, but plastic tin. I don't have a glass tin, so I usually just mix with whatever I have. Put like the oven to preheat. So I'm just gonna like turn. Oh, my oven is not so good, but so we're just gonna put like to the maximum, and then why is this on? And then we're gonna put like, yeah, I normally set the timer to like 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes, so that it goes, this potatoes cook in like 15 minutes if it's on the highest setting. So I'm just going to remove this two big trays. So it's the 30 minutes has also the preheating of the oven. Yeah, so we are just going to preheat it. It doesn't need preheating because this is not a cake or a pastry, but I just like putting the stuff in a hot oven. And then so the potatoes themselves cook in like 15 minutes. So I'm going to preheat it for about like 10 minutes. So as I prepare the trays and all that. Now, me, I like spices, so if you're not a fan of spices, of course, you don't have to put them. You can only just put the oil and the salt, and you're good to go. So I'm just gonna add like a tiny bit of like basil, just a tiny bit of basil. Then I'm just going to like spread it. Let's see. So after mixing the spices, this is basically how the potatoes look. Definitely, if you're not a spice person, you can just skip this step. Basically, you can just put the oil and the salt. So I'm just gonna put the oil and the salt, and then we're going to clean the bake trays, and yeah. So because basically this is supposed to be like a health food, it's supposed to be an alternative to chips. I normally just add about 2 tablespoons, only 2, of canola oil or sunflower or whichever oil you're using, even if it's kina salad, they are all good. So for the big tray, I normally just sprinkle a little oil. So basically the oil, and then I normally add like a little flour on top just so that it doesn't stick. So that's what we are going to do. So what I normally do, I just add like a drop of oil. And I'll just spread it all around. And I'll just put like some flour. So basically it will look like that. And then now we're just going to like line the potatoes. So you want your potatoes to be one layer, literally like just one layer of potatoes. If they pile on top of each other, they won't cook evenly. That's why I'm using two big trays, and this is how they're supposed to look. And then now I'm going to insert it in the oven. And you know, this is actually like an oven cum grill. It's not separated, it's just one compartment like this. So I normally put it at the top, kabisa, so that the heat can be like a grill. It's like I'm grilling them basically. So I've just placed the two trays in opposite directions. So basically the top one is at the toppest level and the bottom one is at the bottomest level, and then I'll switch them up after about 10 minutes. Like, so they're going to cook 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and then about 5 minutes, 5 minutes, like, so that the bottom parts can cook and also the top parts can cook. So let's just stop disturbing them and let them cook.
A few moments later.
So our potatoes are finally done. They're ready for eating, ready for consumption. And I can assure you that this is a healthier option, especially the fact that you've done everything yourself. You know what oil you've used, you know what spices you've used and all that. So yeah, let's just eat. Thanks for watching.